Shannon.
And I'm Jerry.
And Betty White is right here on the floor beside us.
It's her birthday.
We are recording this on her birthday. She just popped up when you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really great day for her. She is 12. It's as exciting as a 12-year-old pup's birthday is. She's had some excitement, but she's been sleeping a lot, which is, I think, pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I think she knows it's her birthday. She's responded pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since we've come to you in this format. We are here to check in. You know, we're not in our no-buy year anymore, which is why we haven't done monthly check-ins. But we wanted to check in now that we are 6 months past our no-buy year, because, you know, when people go through their no-buy year, I know that when we were researching it, people do a wrap-up at the end, and then you're sort of like, oh, well, wonder what happened afterwards. And we've been getting some questions throughout, either when we tell people what we did, or sometimes we'll get random questions about, hey, how are you guys doing now that you're out of the no-buy year? Did you just all of a sudden go on a shopping spree? And so we just thought we would check in now that we're out of it and, you know.
And yeah, here we are.
Fill you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good. 6 months in.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. And another reason this kind of came up is that, well, first of all, if you're not familiar with our journey and what happened with the no-buy year, we're going to link that here so that you can see the recap. If you want, there's a whole series of how we checked in each month. But we did do a recap at the end of the year so you can kind of see how it was, see our guidelines. We set guidelines for the whole year of how it would go. But if you found us here, you probably already know how it all worked. But what kind of spawned it was we had someone on our podcast, a guest named Graham Brown. And Graham Brown is a world traveler. He's an author, storyteller. He wrote this wonderful book, Fire Your Boss, Sell Your Car, Travel the World. And we had him on the podcast, and we had just such great synergy
really
with him.
Nice time. Yeah.
The way you were describing it is he was probably the closest to like what we had done, right?
Yeah. I think we felt like we really were on the same wavelength with him. I felt he was very relatable. Sense of what we've done in the last couple of years with the journey we've been on. Yeah. He and his wife and his son, whose son didn't have a choice, was pretty little at the time, they sold all of their stuff. And then they traveled the world. And so his book is about his story, and it's also sort of a guidebook about how you sell all your stuff and live location independent. And that's what he does. And it's a really neat story. And so we just had this lovely conversation, and it just resonated so much in that we got off of the podcast and we're sort of like, like that is really what brought us back to basics, and we feel like we're pretty there, but we have allowed some things to happen over the past 6 months that I think we wanted to talk about and wanted to kind of do this check-in with you guys. Yeah, because I think every once in a while you need to get back to basics. You don't realize how you're maybe what kind of outside influences or maybe causing you to get away from what you were doing when you were doing in this case, we were doing the no-buy year. And we have a lot of stuff coming in and out of the house, especially with the business we do. So you get back in some habits that you may have had before, and then talking to him, we went, hey, we got to dial it back a little bit and get back to where we were last year.
We had these guidelines. We talked about, of course, the main guidelines, but we had sort of this guideline motto throughout the whole no-buy year. And it was use it up, wear it out, make it do without. And that still resonates. I mean, we still haven't bought clothes.
No.
We still sell our clothes that we don't wear or we're not using on Poshmark. It's actually a pretty good little side gig income.
Yeah.
And if we need something, we buy it with that on Poshmark. That balance. We don't go out and buy new things.
We have stuck to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done a good job
So
with
it
that.
did teach us really great basics that maybe we didn't have, and it developed really good habits. But like Jerry said, yes, with Arner Adventures, free things come to the house, which is, yeah, it's nice, and it's like that dopamine kicks in when it gets here and you open the package, like, oh my God, look at this.
Yeah, fun.
And then it starts, all of a sudden you start getting boxes in the back, and it's like the old days of Amazon Prime, and you start feeling, I think, really crappy. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
don't either. I don't either. And your recycling bin is filling up really quick.
Yeah.
And your trash with all this packing materials and the boxes and
I used to be really proud when we
You
didn't
see-
have to roll the trash and the recycling out to the street. I used to be
Yeah.
excited when we could skip those weeks.
yeah.
And that's not happening. So again, it's more things that we're starting to see getting out of the habit. So I know we talked about this at the end of last year, going into 2022, that we developed the Declutter Challenge. And it's something that you don't have to just participate in the beginning of the year. You can do it anytime. It's 30 days consecutively in a row. And we are...
Let's emphasize in a row.
Right. We are going to do it again ourselves, starting today. Today is July 1st. For us, whenever this airs or whenever you're seeing it, I'm not sure. But you can download it anytime. And when we developed it, we made it so that it helps you to declutter physical things. And it also helps you to declutter a negative mindset. And I think we both need that. We're not going to beat ourselves up over kind of what we've done, like allowed in the house, but I think we both agree that having the stuff and allowing the things and maybe having some things break through our boundaries that we had set up and maybe not holding to those boundaries, it does make you feel kind of crappy.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're a little less in control too.
Yeah.
Because you're letting you're not sticking to your boundaries that you had.
Yeah.
Or not defining them as clear as they were before. So definitely, it
Yeah.
feels better when you can get back to some of these things.
Yeah.
It is for us.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
we will put it down in the notes below if you want to take part, if it's something that sounds like it would be, interesting for you. And of course, like we said, if you want to start the no buy year, we'll have that information down below too. And if you have any questions about that, you can let us know. We have lots of resources that we've developed. I think we started developing resources that were useful during the no buy year, things that we were learning, like the freelance guide and the meditation guide. And
Yeah, we got away from a little of that. I think this was more of a podcast emphasis in the last 6 months, and by the way, check us out with that. So with all that, we did a lot of changes this beginning of this year, so we got away from some of that really useful stuff.
If you haven't joined us over on the podcast side, please do. It's the Arner Adventures podcast. We share, of course, things like this that we're learning along the way, and we also have really great guests who we have been following for a while, or who we have discovered, like Graham Brown in his book. But there are people who are really sharing these great inspirational stories of how they're living their best life. And a lot of times sorry if Betty's making noises. A lot of times they are living life on their own terms, like we have decided to do. And it may go against the norm, and that's okay.
But people really like this podcast, so tune in. It's we've gotten really good responses to everything we did, and yes, these people everybody's been inspiring to us too, and I think they'd be inspiring just about anybody. Yeah, and then lately we've had a few that really kind of relate to what we've done, so that's been just double for us,
Yeah. Okay, Betty's she brought a toy. I think she's ready for us to be done. It's her birthday night,
It's
so we're
her
gonna
birthday,
we're
it's
gonna
a
get out of here.
Friday.
If you have any questions, of course, let us know. And we wish you the best of luck. And again, like we said last year during this, if you're trying and you're just giving it your best effort, that's great. I mean, doing better is what we're all trying to do, right?
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, just try your best.
Yeah.
As they say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.